the latest in tech suit innovation. The Tier Vinzo utilizes frictionless fiber construction, surface lift technology, endo compression cage, seamless exo shell, Tier Vinzo, Battleborn.
Please welcome the athletes to poolside for the men's 200 meters freestyle heats. A reminder to all spectators in the gallery, please no flash photography. Flash photography absolutely prohibited inside the venue. Thank you. Heat 1. And the good news today for all of our spectators and for a fair few of our swimmers and for the coaches as well, there's no distance session. We are 2 and done today, old school. Morning session and finals. Our first event, the 200 meter freestyle. 12 heats of this one. We'll then have the women's 100 breast, followed by the men's 200 back, women's 100 fly, men's 50 fly, and then we have a couple of relays to round off the morning session. Not just myself here this morning. Here once again is Matt McNicholas, and lovely morning to you, Matt. Good morning. I hope you're doing well. Made it to the final day.
6 days in.
How are you feeling?
All right.
I'm all right, good. That's what we like to hear. We've got Max Adams in lane 3 for Team Bath here. Connor Thorpe at Venture Excel, and Henry Haller and Dave for Portsmouth North Sea. 3 swimmers in our first heat. And as they reach the 150 metre mark, it is the Team Bath swimmer who leads the way. That's Maxwell Adams in lane 3. 2.5 seconds in front of the other two. Henry Howard Renday and Connor Thorpe are going to give chase here down this back 50. As our swimmers for the next heat prepare. So here they come into the finish. Maxwell Adams under the flags. Henry Howland Renday has made it a little bit closer, but he's not going to get there. It will be Maxwell Adams to win our first heat in the morning. 2:03.92 for him. Henry Howland Renday in second place. Connor Thorpe finishing in third. Those results are official. This is Heat 2.
Underway with heat number 2 of the 200 freestyle. Samuel McCarthy for the City of Cardiff goes in 1. Charles Hollier for Fareham goes in 2. David Allen for Black Lion is in 3. Joshua O'Brien for the City of Cardiff in 4. Wolverhampton have Oliver Burns going in 5. Cameron Green for the City of Leeds is in 6. Mackenzie Russell for Guildford City goes in 7. And in lane 8, George Chapman for Lancing College. Over first at 100-metre mark. David Allen in lane 3. Only swimmer under the minute barrier there. 59.48. That 100-metre split. All of these swimmers competing in the same age group. All of them 14 years old. Or if not 14 years old yet, will be 14 years old by the end of the year. After Allen's early lead, drops now into 4th position, although just 0.7 behind the leader, that leader being Joshua O'Brien in lane 4. So as I said, straight race between these lads, all competing in the same age group, all wanting to push in front of one another. As we come into the finish, it looks like it is going to be Joshua O'Brien in lane 4 that touches first. It is indeed 2:03.47 is the time. That's a new personal best for him. Second, Charles Hoyer in lane 2, 2:03.64 as we move on to heat number 3. Heat 3, lane 0 is Tyler Melbourne-Smith for the City of Liverpool. In 1, Curtis Harper for the City of Sheffield. Lane 2 is William Baines for Borough of Stockton. In 3, Finlay Banerjee for the City of Derby. Lane 4 is Archie Hawkins for Fanet Swim. In 5, Wantage White Horses have Sonny Johnson. Lane 6 is Liam Carey for Wigan Best. In 7, Oscar Barlow for Taunton Dean. Lane 8 is Caden Wellesby for Stockport Metro. And lane 9 is Harvey Higgins for the City of Birmingham. Not a lot separating the swimmers at 50 metres, although Liam Carey looking strong in lane 6. Certainly the dominant swimmer in the early stages of this race. All swimmers entering this competition with a personal best time, so qualifying through to these championships on the best time they've ever achieved. So any improvement on their entry time will also set them a lifetime best. That lead, though, definitely being chased down, with Carey now just 0.09 seconds ahead of lane 2, William Baines. Again, all of these boys competing in the 14 years age group. So a straight race between them. And it is three ways at the moment. I believe William Baines with a slight edge, although here comes lane 4, Archie Hawkins, as we come into the finish. I think Hawkins is going to get it. He does 2:01.95. Nice little PB for him. William Baines coming in second, 2:02.18. And then in third, Sonny Johnson, 2:02.50, as we move on to heat number 4. On to heat 4 we go then. And in lane 0, Liam Dawson for Nova Centurion. In 1, Samuel Tucker for Wickham District. Lane 2 is Thomas Defanes for Tigers. In 3, Dimitrios Tasaliagos for Millfield School. In 4, Oscar Prizeman for Winchester City Penguins. Lane 5, Ellesmere College have George Smith. In 6, Noah Jameson Neal for Basildon Phoenix. 7 is Ellis Cleworth for the City of Liverpool. In lane 8, Harvey Freeman for Northampton. And lane 9 is Ruben Robotham Keating for the City of Manchester. Starting to get a more varied range of age groups as we enter the 4th heat. This time you've got 15-year-olds in the centre 8 lanes, so lanes 1 through to 8 are all 15-year-olds, and then on the outside, 2 14-year-olds. All of these swimmers hoping to qualify for tonight's final. Our final session of finals taking place tonight here in Tollcross from 5 p.m. And we do hope you can join us for those. So, over first with 50 metres to go is lane 5. That's George Smith, and there's not a lot between George Smith and Oscar Prizeman as they make their way down this final leg, although George Smith looking the stronger of the two. Also lane 1, that's Samuel Tucker for Wickham District, pulling himself into second position. As we approach the finish, it is going to be George Smith that touches first. 1:58.51. That's the first time he's gone under 2 minutes. Oscar Prizeman, 1:59.57. Coming in third, and Samuel Tucker coming in second as we move on to heat number 5. So 2 swimmers in that last heat going under the 2-minute barrier for the first time, which is quite the accolade in a 200 freestyle. In this 5th heat, most of our competitors have already broken that milestone. In lane 0, Mason Bland for Kingston upon Hull. In 1, Dean Ahmed for Solihull. Lane 2 is Elijah Kendrick for Shiverers. In 3, Caden Edwards for the City of Cardiff. Lane 4 is Edward Hunt for Kingston Royals. 5, Rory McKinnon for Mulgarvey and Bearsden. In 6, City of Leicester have Daniel Kennedy. Lane 7 is Matthew Woodall for City of Sheffield. Lane 8 is Evan Jones for Millfield. And lane 9 is Stefan Kraviec for East Lothian. Not a lot between any of these at this turn. All 10 swimmers turning within a second of one another. All of these swimmers competing as 15-year-olds, apart from Edward Hunt in lane 4, who is 16, and Stefan Kraviec from East Lothian, who is just 13 years of age. Approaching the final 25 metres down, and lane 1, that's Dean Ahmed of Solihull, looking nice and strong on the outside there. Last minute dash also coming here from Rory McKinnon in lane 5. As we approach the finish, I think lane 1's going to get this one. There we go. Dean Ahmed touches first, 1:59.61. First time he's gone under 2 minutes. Second, Rory McKinnon, 2 minutes, 0.1. As we move on to heat number 6. Heat 6 then in lane 0, Max Adams for the City of Salford. Lane 1, Bradley Evans for Davintio Excel. In 2, Maxwell George for Hatfield. Lane 3 is Thomas Trapelagut for Truro City. In 4, Akil Rehol for City of Leeds. Lane 5 is Michael Kilmazeski for Hatfield. In 6, Kieran Bott for City of Leicester. Lane 7, Plymouth Leander have James Hart. In 8, Tom Truman for Nova Centurion. And lane 9 is Cameron Travis for the University of Aberdeen Performance. Early lead in this one coming from lane 4, Akil Rahal. He's 16 years old, and all of these swimmers are a mixture of 15 and 16. Again, all of these swimmers achieved their personal best time in order to qualify for this particular heat. But at the far end, Maxwell George over first, 1:27.22. Rahal 0.24 behind. Both of these swimmers competing in the same age group, these two leaders. It is going to be, though, after a decent back end from lane 2, Maxwell George touches first, 1:57.45 and a PB for him. Second, Akil Rahal, 1:58.14. Also a personal best time, and Michael Timozeski coming in third as we move on to heat number 7. So in this 7th of 12 heats, after 200 freestyle, Nathan Woodrow goes in 0 for the City of Norwich. In 1, Joseph Sadler for Nova Centurion. In 2, Daniel Donovan for Guildford City. In 3, Ethan Sutcliffe for the City of Leeds. Lane 4 is Angus Allison for Warrendon Barbs. In 5, Lewis Binning for Basildon Phoenix. Lane 6, City of Liverpool have Tyree Smith. Dylan Gallagher for Taunton Dean goes in lane 7. In lane 8, Calvin Fry for Millfield School. And lane 9 is Alex Griffiths for the City of Newport. The vast majority of these swimmers 16 years of age, straight line of them through from lane 0 to 5. Broken up by Tyree Smith in 6 and Calvin Fry in 8, who are 15-year-olds. Leading the way at the moment, Joseph Sadler of Nova Centurion in lane 1. Also looking strong from lane number 9. That's Alex Griffiths of the City of Newport. He turned second there. All the swimmers, or most of the swimmers, turning inside 57 seconds at the 100-metre mark. So whoever first that time was from lane 7, Dylan Gallagher, that is, from Taunton Dean. And he seems to be making gains down this final 50 metres, although I'm not going to call this one, I don't think. With 15 metres to go, this could be anybody's in the last-minute dash coming from Lewis Binning of Basildon and Phoenix as we approach the 5-metre flag. This could be one of several swimmers. Who touches first? It's Lewis Binning in the end with a great little bit of speed at the end there. 1:57.97 as we move on to heat number 8. Heat 8 underway then. In lane 0, Cameron Allison for Dumfries. In 1, Daniel Genkus for Romford Town. Lane 2, Sonny Kennedy for Warren de Barbs. In 3, Archie Plowman for Northampton. In 4, Henry Baker for Guildford City. Lane 5, Archie Price for Barnet Copthall. In 6, Rhys Housden for Hatfield. In 7, Ruben Visda for City of Sheffield. In 8, Jason Robson for York City. And lane 9 is Charlie Langford for Thanet Swim. Over first at 50 metres, Daniel Genkus in lane 1. Starting to see the first of those in the 17-18 years age group in this heat. 7, 8, 9, all 16-year-olds, as is 4 and 5, as well as 1 and 0. Then 18-year-olds swimming in 2 and 3. And a 17-year-old in lane 6. Of course, age group's important. Because it is within each respective age group that these guys are trying to qualify for tonight's final. Genkus still maintaining this lead. And Rhys Housden is 0.7 behind at the moment in lane 6. It is these two swimmers, Daniel Genkus, Rhys Housden, who seem to be leading the way here. Although 15 metres to go, lots of these swimmers really starting to try and turn it on, to try and get to that wall as quickly as they can. Straight arms coming at the end there from lane 2, and he touches second. It's Daniel Genkus in first though, 1:56.44. That gives him a personal best time as we move on to heat number 9. On we go to heat number 9. In lane 0, Liam McLaughlin for Warren de Barbs. Miles Robinson Young for the City of Peterborough goes in 1. Jack Watson for Edinburgh University is in 2. Harry Stacey for Shiverers goes in lane 3. Joel Thompson for Ellesmere College is in 4. In 5, Daniel Johnson for the Royal Wolverhampton School. In 6, Ethan Raymond for Plymouth Leander. In 7, Eugene Brooks Clark for City of Sheffield. Pietro Vicconi of Portsmouth North Sea goes in 8, and then Greg Fairburn for Belshire Sharks is in lane number 9. Very clear leader in this one. Some of these other heats have been that little bit more spaced apart, but Joel Thompson really going for this. 53.18 as a 200 free split. Or I should say the 100 freestyle split of this 200 free. He isn't here, of course, in lane 4 with the quickest entry time, but not by that great a margin. His personal best, though, is a second quicker than he's entered on and competed this year, but he really is way, way out in front. 3.2 seconds between him and anybody else. Really looking to see if he can qualify for a final from Heat 9, 18 years of age. Next closest swimmer at the moment is lane 2. That's Ethan Raymond, and he's swimming in the same age category. As we approach the finish then, what's this time going to be from Joel Thompson? In he comes, 1:52.38. Loads of time off his personal best there, well done to him. And then Ethan Raymond coming in second as we move on to heat number 10. Away we go then with last but two heats. Heat number 10, first cyclically seeded heat of the 200 freestyle. That means our third quickest seed goes in lane 4, and his name is Carl Chisholm from Stockport Metro. Quickest time ever completed, 1:49.41. Enters this competition on 1:49.81. Elsewhere in the pool, in lane 0, Julian Chan Quilin for Loughborough University. In 1, Hector Pardo for Ellesmere College. In 2, Finn Nicol for Royal Wolverhampton. Lane 3 is Thomas Flower for Richmond Dales. In 5, Regan Lloyd for Team Ipswich. 6 is William Foster for Loughborough University. Jordan Cooley for Stockport Metro goes in 7. Daniel Jenkins for City of Oxford is in 8. And Martin McInnes for City of Glasgow goes in lane number 9. Despite being the third quickest seed in this competition, and therefore Regan Lloyd being 3 seeds below, he'll be the 6th quickest. He's not letting him away with this, and in fact leading at the 100-metre stage. Down the final lap we come then. And now we have lane 4, Carl Chisholm, starting to lead after dropping back for the first 100. Although Regan Lloyd still really trying to keep with him as we approach the 5-metre flags. And the time there from Chisholm is 1:50.93 to take the heat. 1:51.42, Regan Lloyd takes second. And then Thomas Flower in lane 3. He comes third as we move on to heat number 11. On to heat 11. Penultimate heat of the 200 freestyle. That means Matthew Richards in lane 4 is the second quickest seed, and actually, I believe, possesses the quickest time, quickest personal best time in the 200 free competition here. Elsewhere in the pool, in lane 0, Finley Page, Haventon Waterloo. In 2, Yoan Evans for Millfield School. In 3, Kieran Bird for Wickham District. In 5, Jacob Goodman for Millfield. In 6, Ryan Reeder for Daventio Excel. Lane 7 is Joshua Williams for Wickham District. In 8, Alexander Bragazi for Loughborough University. And lane 9 is Thomas Watkin for Royal Wolverhampton. Again, a mix. Most of these swimmers, obviously in the 19 years and over age group, but we do have some 17-year-olds mixed in here as well. Lane 0, lane 2, lane 4, and lane 7 as well as lane 9, all 17-year-olds. So as I said, Matthew Richards' personal best time is 1:47.23, which if we go on PBs would be the quickest time in the competition for the 200 freestyle at just 17 years of age. In fact, not even 17 yet. We'll turn 17 much later on in the year. 25 metres to go for these swimmers. And it is the 3 lanes in the middle, lanes 4, 5 and 3. Matthew Richards, Jacob Goodman and Kieran Bird coming into the wall first. Who's going to get the touch though? It is Lane 4, Matthew Richards, 152.44 takes the heat. Jacob Goodman comes in second, 152.53. And then Kieran Bird comes in third as we move on to our final heat. This is heat number 12. So swimmers then in this final heat. Quickest seed goes in lane 4. That's Craig McLean for the University of Stirling. Enters this meet on a time of 1:48.98. That's his season best this year, though has gone slightly quicker, about half a second, 1:48.42, his personal best time. Elsewhere in the pool, Charlie Hopkins of Swansea University goes in 0. Billy Pettit for Ellesmere College is in 1. Charlie Poole for City of Leicester goes in lane 2. Samuel Osborne for the City of Birmingham is in 3. In 5, Jarvis Parkinson for Loughborough National Centre in 6. Daniel Jones for Swansea University. Lane 7 is Scott Goby for Edinburgh. His teammate Ross Leslie goes in lane 8, and Michael Ripper for City of St Albans goes in lane number 9. And there's one swimmer here and one swimmer only who seems like he's going to take this heat. 52.46, the 100-metre split for Craig McLean. He is a whole 2.3 seconds ahead of this final heat here. Nobody is going to stop him getting to this wall first. 20 years of age is Craig McLean, swimming in the 19 years and over age group alongside most of the swimmers in this race, apart from 4 18-year-olds that are in other lanes here. And in he comes. Craig McLean touches first. 1:50.33 is the time from him. In second, Scott Goby in lane 7, 1:52.63. And then Samuel Osborne touches third. As we move on to our next event, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the athletes for the women's 100 metres breaststroke. This is heat number 1. So 2 lengths of breaststroke for these ladies. Starting off, well, we always start off with heat number 1. And Jenna Dougal is in lane 1 for us. She is representing Devonside here. Jennifer O'Callaghan for the City of Cardiff goes in 2. Rachel Lewis for Pembrokeshire County Swimming is in 3. Lane 4 is Seren Williams for Borough of Stockton. In 5, Evie Float for Ellesmere College. Lane 6 is Anna Sayers for Atlantis. And lane 7 is Constance Barnes for the City of Derby. This one has already varied in this first heat in terms of age groups. Mix of 14 and 15-year-olds. Leader at the far end there was Jennifer O'Callaghan, who is 15 years of age. As we approach the wall here, who is going to touch first? I think it is going to come from lane number 2. It does. 1:16.57 for Jennifer O'Callaghan. Second, Rachel Lewis in lane 3, 1:16.85 that time, as we move on to heat number 2. On to heat 2, and a full complement of swimmers in the pool for this one. In lane 0, Rebecca Keatley for Middlesbrough. In 1, Rachel Hornby for Wigan Best. Lane 2 is Leah Schlossen for City of Leeds. In 3, Josephine Szymanski for Chelsea and Westminster. In 4, Constance Mortimer for Guildford City. Kydias Hodgson for the City of Leeds goes in lane 5. Holly Armstrong for Team Ipswich is in 6. In 7, Jess Procas for Cockermouth. Lane 8 is Georgia Gussie for the City of Bristol, and lane 9 is Emily Gulliver for Tiger Sharks. Over first at the turn end there, Constance Mortimer, 34.68 for a 50-metre split from her. Continues to power down this length from the centre lane. Also, lane 8 looking nicely too. That's Georgia Gussie from the City of Bristol. She turned third, but she's going to touch first now. Look at that, 1:14.09 for Georgia Gussie. In second, Constance Mortimer, 1:15.2. And then Josephine Szymanski coming in third from lane 3 as we move on to heat number 3. Heat number 3 up and running then. In lane 1, Madeline Bailey for Wigan Best. In 2, Ella Bainbridge for Doncaster Darts. Lane 3, Bryony Stevenson for Lichfield. 4, Louise Bressler for Guildford City. In 5, Sophie Brassington for City of Cardiff. Lane 6 is Imogen Lambert for Mount Kelly. Emily Morgan-Hughes goes in lane 7 for Dartmoor Darts. In 8, Emily Farr for Ellesmere College. And in lane 9, Georgia Maggs for the City of Cambridge. Over first there at the turn end is Imogen Lambert in lane 6. Really trying to power down this last length, and also looking nicely in lane 2. That's Ella Bainbridge. 15 metres to go then for these swimmers. Lane 8 looking strong also. Emily Farr for Ellesmere College as we approach the finish end. Imogen Lambert touches first. 1:13.94 for her. In second, Emily Farr for Ellesmere College, 1:15.39, and then 1:15.56 for Ella Bainbridge as we move to heat number 4. Swimmers in heat 4 then. In lane 0, Macy Norton for the City of Leicester. In 1, Paige Fenton for Skipton. Lane 2 is Faye McDonough for Borough of Stockton. In lane 3, Jasmine DeCunna for Dinnerton. In lane 4, Amber Downham for Chesterfield. In lane 5, Jodie Dilks for Tiverton. Lane 6 is Sophia Silla for City of Oxford. Lane 7, Scarlett Major for City of Newport. Aaron Stevens for the City of Cardiff goes in 8, and Jennifer Green for Wigan Best goes in lane number 9. Over first at the far end there, Paige Fenton of Skipton. 34.47, that 50-metre split. Also swimming nicely lane 6. That's Sophia Silla from the city of Oxford. In we go then to the finish. And Paige Fenton touches first, 1:14.48. Sophia Silla touching second, 1:15.47. As we move on to heat number 5. Heat 5 underway then, and Emily Robson for York City goes in lane 0. Isabel Lewitt for Brompton is in 1. Isabella Rennick for Millfield in 2. Penny Evans for City of Cardiff in lane 3. Eleanor Perks for Whitney goes in 4. Amy Brown for Swin Bournemouth is in 5. Caitlin Lansom for Stockport Metro in 6. 7 is Charlotte White for West Suffolk. 8 Charlotte Hume for Stockport Metro. And lane 9 is Sophie Bain for Aberdeen Performance. Lansom in 6 is over first at the turn end. 35.15 is the time. Sorry, 35.13 the time. As we approach the end here, these swimmers looking quite even actually between lane 4 and lane 6. I think that Caitlin Lansom should have just about enough in it, but it'll come down to the touch. She did 1:14.85 for Caitlin Lansom, which exactly equals her personal best to the 100th of a second as we move on to heat number 6. You're looking for consistency. That was definitely it there. Now in heat number 6, in lane 0, Ella Holdway for Rushmore Royals is in 0. Madeline Glenn for Sevenoaks is in 1. Resume Trait for Basildon and Phoenix goes in 2. Alice Chan for Millfield is in 3. Hermione Rowe for Stockport Metro goes in lane 4. In 5, Isabella Adams-Howard for Beckenham. In 6, Lucy Ross for South Lanarkshire. 7, Jasmine Smith for Lurk. In 8, Megan Daly for Wickham District. And 9, Ellen Bagley for the city of Oxford. Over first at the turn end. 3-4 girls turning together. 3 in the leading pack there. Those for in the centre lanes. Isabella Adams-Howard the first to the wall, 34.92. And then over second, Lucy Ross, 34.99. With Hermione Rowe over third from lane 4, 35.05. As we come up to the finish now. Lost these girls totally inseparable here, although I think that lane 6, possibly lane 4 is going to touch first here, and it is in the end, lane 6, Lucy Ross, 1:14.81. Second, Hermione Rowe, 1:15 dead, and then Madeline Glenn coming in third, 1:15.29 as we move on to heat number 7. On we go then. Lane 0, Sophie Payne for Hatfield. In 1, Clara von Opel for Natari. In lane 2, Eve Thompson for the University of Stirling. Lane 3, Amelia Monaghan for City of Peterborough. Lane 4, Natalia Druitt for Abingdon Vale. In 5, Molly Monk for Durham. In 6, Eleanor Bird for the Uni of Birmingham. 7, Catherine Gill for City of Cambridge. 8, Denisa Elena Gugu for City of Manchester. And lane 9, Georgia Hittner for Wirral Metro. Approaching the finish already. And lane 7, that's Catherine Gill, looking very nice indeed as she approaches the finish here. 32 years of age, touches first, 1:12.99 for Catherine Gill. Just shy of her personal best, setting a best time for this year. In second, Georgia Hunter. As we move on to heat number 8. On we go to heat number 8 then. Elsa McDonald goes in lane 0 for Northampton. In 1, Amy Watson for Inverclyde. In 2, Olivia Heron for Stockport Metro. Lane 3 is Holly Steer for Dartmoor Darts. In 4, Abigail Miles for City of Sheffield. Lane 5 is Flora Perkin for Exeter City. In 6, Sarah O'Brien for West Norfolk. Lane 7 is Ellie Riley for Heart of Midlothian. In 8, Jessica Morgan for Southport. And Lucy Canavan for Aquabears goes in lane 9. Approaching the finish of heat 8 already. Ever first at the far end was Holly Steer, 34.64, that 50-metre split. She's swimming in lane 3, though lane 2, that's Olivia Heron, looks like she's going to take this heat down. She does, 1:13.90 the time for Olivia Heron. Coming in second, Lucy Canavan in lane 9, which is a personal best by 0.01. As we move on to heat number 9. Heat 9, Morgan Penny goes in 0 for the Uni of Surrey. In 1, Grace King for Team Ipswich. In 2, Molly Roodhouse for Oldham Aquatics. Molly Lee for West Norfolk goes in 3, and Phoebe Kelman-Johns for Swim Bournemouth in 4. 5 is Avril Bowler for Borough of Kirklees. In 6, Laura Hawkins for Swansea University. Zane Pinfold goes in 7 for the City of Oxford. In 8, Yvonne Brown for South Lanarkshire. 9 is Rebecca Burton for Loughborough University. Lane 0, turning first there, that's Morgan Penny. 19-year-old swimmer for Surrey, as I said. Although coming down this final straight, I don't think she's going to make it first to the wall. Lane 4, Phoebe Kelman-Johns looking strong as we approach the finish, and also emerging from the pack now, lane number 2, Molly Roodhouse, as we come into the finish. Also watch lane 9, Rebecca Burton. Touching first, Phoebe Kelman-Johns, 1:12.17 from lane 4, setting a new personal best. Molly Roodhouse comes in second as we move to heat number 10. On to our cyclically seeded heats then. And it is Kayla van der Meer in the centre lane, lane 4, representing Winchester City Penguins. Third fastest seed in the 100 metres breaststroke. Elsewhere in the pool, lane 0, Caris O'Reilly for the City of Leicester in 1, Maya Hall for Ellesmere College. In 2, Anna Morgan for the Uni of Aberdeen Performance. In 3, Megan Morrison for Loughborough Uni. Lane 5 is Cara Hanlon for Edinburgh Uni. In 6, Lily Booker for Millfield School. Annabelle Guy-Johnson of Edinburgh Uni goes in 7. Eliza Powell for Bromley in 8. And Amy Mead for Daventio is in lane number 9. Timing is still fully operational here at Tollcross. Kayla Demir turning first there, 32.59 was that split over second. Cara Hanlon of Edinburgh University, 33.24 she turned in, and then Megan Morrison of Loughborough Uni, 33.41 the split. Into the wall the swimmers come, and it is Kayla van der Meer that touches first, 1:08.76 the time. Cara Hanlon coming in second from lane 5, 1:09.84. And then Megan Morrison in third from lane 3, 1:10.41 as we move to heat number 11. On to heat 11, and in lane 0, Kira Fletcher for Nova Centurion. In 1, Anna Lehman for Royal Tunbridge Wells. Lane 2, Abigail Hurst for Millfield. 3, Angred Evans for Ellesmere College. Imogen Clark, second quickest seed in the meet, goes in 4th. In lane 5, Katie Robertson for South Ayrshire. In 7, Rosanna Arnold for Guildford City. Lane 8 is Emily Saminsky for Brompton. And lane 9, Orla Adams for Aberdeen Performance. 4 is over first, Imogen Clark, 32.27. Robertson 0.4 behind at the moment in the lane next to her. Both of these two centre lanes not swimming in the same age group though. Imogen Clark is in the 19 years and over, whereas Katie Robertson swimming as an 18-year-old in this competition. Approaching the finish now. And Katie Robertson having a fantastic swim, might even out-touch Imogen Clark here with 5 metres to go. Which one's going to get to the ball first? It's going to come down to who spots the finish better, actually. And it is Katie Robertson, 1:09.95 for her. In second, Imogen Clark, 1:10.07. And Angrat Evans, 1:10.86 as we move to our final heat, heat 12. Final heat of the ladies 100 breaststroke. Heat number 12 in lane 0, Lucia Grant for Plymouth Leander. 1 is Neve Robinson for Mount Kelly. In 2, Katie Goodburn for Warren de Barbs. In 3, Camilla Kitching for Loughborough University. Her teammate Jocelyn Uliot, quickest seed coming into this, goes in lane 4. Katie Matz of Stockport Metro is in 5. Rebecca Kleins for City of Leeds in 6. Charlotte Rigg for the City of Birmingham goes in lane 7. Lane 8 is Lana Brokoven for Plymouth Leander. And 9, Ayana Lawson for the City of Milton Keynes. It is Katie Matz that beats Jocelyn Uliot to the wall at the 50-metre turn end. Interesting to see out of the two of these who would qualify quicker. These swimmers pretty much guaranteed a place in the final. Swimming for lanes as well in these heats. You don't want to be in an outside lane if you can help it. If you're looking to win, often easier to swim a final from the centre. Here we go then. These two are very, very close between Jocelyn Uliot and Katie Matz. Katie Matz touches her out. 1:08.86, just 0.3 behind her. Jocelyn Uliot, 1:08.89. And then third, Camilla Kitching. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the athletes for our next event. This is the men's 200 metres backstroke. We start with heat number 1. Just 3 swimmers to lead us off in this first of 12. 200 backstroke heats for men. Lane 3 is Ben Merriman for Tourfaine Dolphins. In 4, Ridian Arch for City of Cardiff. And lane 5, Oliver Burns, for Wolverhampton. Remember, hashtag SummerChamps19 is our social media hashtag, more specifically that little website we like to call Twitter. Give us a shout on that. Hashtag SummerChamps19. Don't forget, if you are in venue here at Tollcross, to enter our competition, which club was the first club awarded the Most Improved Club trophy at a British Summer Championships? It was in 2015, but which club took away the Most Improved Club trophy for the first time? Who was it first presented to? Answers on a tweet with the hashtag SummerChamps19 on it, please, so you pick it up. Only enter this one if you are in venue with us. If you're not, though, and you're listening on the live stream, you can also tweet hashtag SummerChamps19 and let us know where you're watching from, who you're cheering on, and we can give you a shout out as well. I look forward to reading all your tweets. Had a few good luck messages coming in already. Loads of people getting behind swimmer yet to swim in the 200 backstroke. Dunstable all seem to be tweeting about Walter Hackett. He's in heat 7 of this 200 backstroke, so we'll see him later. Meanwhile, in heat 1, closing stages of the 200 backstroke now. And Ben Merriman has led throughout this race and continues to from lane 3. All these swimmers 14 years of age. It is Ben Merriman that touches first, 2:19.71. Personal best time from him of over a second. Oliver Burns coming in second as we move to heat number 2. Away we go with the second heat of men's 200 backstroke. Lane 0, Brandon Bliss for Camden Swiss Cottage. In 1, Ewan McLeod for Crawley. Lane 2 is Max Davies for Nova Centurion. In lane 3, Vadim Bosch for City of Liverpool. Max Stockdale for Leicester Sharks goes in lane number 4. Sean McCann for City of Leicester goes in 5. Adam Graham for Millfield School in 6. Archie Hawkins for Planet Swim in 7. And Cohen Stevenson for Doncaster Darts is in lane number 8. All of these swimmers, 14 years of age, competing obviously in the 13-14 years age group. Still a lot more 14-year-olds to come, though. So we'd have to see some decent swims from a second heat in order to qualify for the final tonight. It is Adam Graham that's over first. 1 minute 40.77. The difference in time, 0.3 between him and Max Davies in lane 2. Also, lane 4 going nicely. It is going to be 4 that takes it. 2:15.07 for Max Stockdale and a new personal best for him. Second, Adam Graham, 2:15.51. And third, Max Davies, 2:15.83. Just waiting so that we can confirm that result as official. Adam Graham also achieving a personal best there. Oh, there we go. We can move on now to heat number 3. Moving on to heat number 3 then, and in lane 0 we have Elliot Woodburn for Carnforth. In 1, Solomon Williams for Millfield. In 2 is Jude Hills for Thurrock. Lane number 3 is Jake Kirkham for Falkirk. In 4, Gabriel Taylor Rimmer for Bolton Metro. In 5, George Chapman for Lancing. In 6, Rhys Grady for Stockport. In 7, Adam Pilcher for Team Ipswich. Lane 8 is Dominic Morgan for Leatherhead, and lane 9 is Alexander Cook for Guildford City. Leading at the halfway stage, Gabriel Taylor Rimmer in that centre lane 4. Starting to see some different age groups on show here. Only in lanes 3 and 4 though, so Jake Kirkham in 3, Gabriel Taylor Rimmer in 4, both 15 years of age, everybody else 14, and therefore directly in competition with one another for qualification into tonight's final. Approaching the finish now, and Gabriel Taylor Rimmer is leading the way. Lane 8, Dominic Morgan doing nicely too. It is Gabriel Taylor Rimmer that's in first, 2:16.06 the time, just outside of his personal best. Second, Dominic Morgan in lane 8, 2:16.61. That's a PB for him. And then coming in third there, Jake Kirkham, 2:18.13. All right then. Remember, competition still open on hashtag SummerChamps19. Remember, can you remember, rather, who the first team was that received the coveted Most Improved Club Award? Who was the first swimmer to receive the Most Improved Club Award here at the British Summer Championships? It was the year 2015, but who was the club? put it on a tweet and let us know. Someone will win some tier goodies as we move on to heat number 4. Just adjusting the backstroke start devices so that we can get underway with this heat. Relatively new addition to the technologies as we move to heat 4. Heat number 4 underway then, as I was saying just before they went. These backstroke start devices introduced by Finer not too long ago allow the swimmers a little bit of extra grip on the wall, which gives them a better start. In the pool now, in lane 0, Alexander Casey for the City of Leicester. In lane 1, Mason Bland for Kingston upon Hull. In lane 3, Timothy Chemerick for Mount Kelly. His teammate James Bartley goes in lane number 4. Lane 5 is Tom Barden for Hailsham. In lane 6, Matthew Hall for Millfield. Lane 7, Christian Dutoft for Leatherhead. In 8, Jack Skerry for Chelmsford. And lane 9 is Oscar Barlow for Taunton Dean. Over first, Tom Barden in lane 5. Just narrowly though, with James Bartley just 0.07 behind. Lane 7 looking to have, lane 8 looking to have a decent swim as well. That is Jack Skerry of Chelmsford, and he turns first at the turn end. 0.6 behind now is Tom Barden, with James Bartley trailing in third at the moment. Bearing in mind the difference of time between Jack Skerry and the centre 2 lanes, he should be on course for a personal best here, provided the other 2 are doing well. Here we go, 5 metres left. What's the time going to be from Jack Skerry? 2:12.95. Nice PB from him. Tom Barden coming in second, 2:13.53. Also drops under his PB. And James Bartley coming in third, 2:16.41 from lane 4. As we move on to heat number 5. Still just getting ready to go with heat 5. away we go with heat number 5. And in lane 0, Jack Knight for the City of Newport. In lane 1, Cameron Travis for Aberdeen Performance. Lane 2 is Maxwell George for Hatfield. In 3, Toby Hill for Prescott. In 4, Samuel Tucker for Wickham District. Lane 5 is Archie Evans of Corby. Lane 6, Matthew Woodall for the City of Sheffield. Lane 7, Joseph Davies from Fareham. Lane 8, Sean Craigmire from Haddington. And lane 9, Oliver Morgan from Ludlow. Initially swimming well in the opening stage here. Lane 9, Oliver Morgan. All of these swimmers either in the 16 or 15 years age categories. There's leaders on the outside here. The other most mentionable name is from lane 3. That is Toby Hill, who turned 2nd. Jack Knight in 0, turning 3rd. So those two outside leaders, both in the 16 years category. Toby Hill, though, in lane 3, down an age group. Only swimming as a 15-year-old at these championships. Coming up to the last length now. And Oliver Morgan is ahead at that turn, although I think coming down this final stretch, we're going to see Toby Hill really start to pull in. Don't really want to call it, though, between Oliver Morgan and Toby Hill at this stage. They pass the backstroke flags at pretty much the same time. Who gets the touch? Oliver Morgan in the end, 2:10.07. Smashing his personal best out the water. Well done to him. Toby Hill coming in 2nd as we move on to heat number 6. Heat 6 is a go. Lane 0 is Charles Hazel for Rushmore. In 1, Alfie Scott for Newcastle. Lane 2, Pietro Ubertalli for Natari. In 3, Matthew Wright for University of Bath. In 4, Gianno Napolitano for University of Stirling. In 5, Finlay Saunders for Team Bath. In 6, David Miller for University of Bath. In 7, Jan Poulton for Wickham District. In 8, Ellis Stevenson for Newport Pagnell. And in lane 9, Donatas Dragasius for Camden Swiss Cottage. So turning first at the 50-metre end was Ellis Stevenson in lane 8. Newport Pagnell swimmer. Swimming as a 15-year-old. These champs, 62.19 his split at halfway. Over 2nd at the moment, Alfie Scott from Newcastle in lane 1. He's an age group up though, so he's a 16-year-old here. Currently in 3rd position, Finlay Saunders in lane 5. Also swimming as a 16-year-old. That's Stevenson over first. Now Alfie Scott bringing himself into the mix for Newcastle in lane 1. another swimmer competing in the 16 years category. And we'll be looking to see if he can beat Stevenson to the wall here. With 15 meters to go. Really good swims coming in from 0 and 1. Those outside lanes looking strong here. I think that Charles Hazel in the end is going to grab this after a great last 50. 2:11.05. Takes a second and a half off his PB. Well done to him. Alfie Scott coming in second. 2:11.20. Again, great PB. Congratulations. And Pietro Upitali coming in third. 2:11.84. So a 1-2-3 from 0, 1 and 2 in heat 6. As we move on in a few moments to our next heat. Still adjusting our backstroke start devices. Remember, hashtag SummerChamps19. Loads of messages coming in, which is lovely to see. All right then. This is heat number 6, 7. So hello to everybody watching in Dunstable. Certainly earned an honourable mention for all the support shown on Twitter for Walter Hackett. They've conducted a social media boom, as they call it. Loads of tweets coming in to support the swimmer currently in lane 0. In lane 1, we have Alice Morgan for Wickham District. In 2, Samuel Taylor for the City of Manchester. In 3, Matthew Kearns for Durham City. In lane 4, Samuel Greenbank for Cockermouth. Lane 5 is William Ellis for Borough of Stockton. In lane 6, Lewis Maxwell for Dwenside. Lane 7 is Tom Gambold for Millfield School. In 8, Harry Nicholson for Chester Street. And Luca de Silva goes in lane number 9. Samuel Greenbank leading the way here over first to the far end. Sub 30, 29 point for him, and then 61.5 to turn at 100 meters. His personal best a little bit quicker than his entry time here. Has gone 2 minutes 9.6 before, enters on a 2:10.4 at this competition. That's the best he's done this year. (16 years of age is Greenbank in that centre lane. Elsewhere in the pool, quite a lot of competition in terms of the 16 years. William Ellis in 5 and Lewis Maxwell in 6, as well as Luca de Silva in lane 9, Walter Hackett in 0 and Alice Morgan in 1, all in that 16 years category. Shout out to Matthew Kearns in 3. Competing in the 14 years age group, so he's expected to do very well competing in such a highly numbered heat for the 14-year-olds. And there we go. It is Samuel Greenbank in first. 2 minutes 8.90 sets a new personal best for him. Lewis Maxwell comes in second, 2:09.80. Also a PB as we move to heat number 8. I also missed this before the last race, but Dunstable Swimming Club tweeted to ask their team to hop out of the training pool to watch Walter Hackett swim in the last heat there. All right, continuing on with serious business of Heat 8 then. In lane 0, Hillingdon swimmer Antonio Nicolou. In lane 1, Alex Bryant for Poole. His teammate Robbie Hemmings goes in lane 2. Thomas Beamer for the City of Leicester is in lane 3. Hendrik van der Leest for Woking goes in 4. Pietro Facconi for Portsmouth North Sea is in 5. Nathan Wells for Loughborough University goes in 6. In 7, Sonny Chamberlain-Hyde for Seagulls. In 8, Toby Stewart for Guildford City. And lane 9 is Tony Joe Tret Oliver for the University of Stirling over first and a halfway point. Nathan Wells for Loughborough Uni. Lane 6 swimmer. Obviously, that's representing a uni, swimming in the 19 years and over age group here. He's the only swimmer of that category other than Tony Joe Tret Oliver in 9. And then a mixture, 16, 17, 15 years, all represented in this heat. Still leading the way there, Nathan Wells from Loughborough University, also doing nicely. Is lane 2, Robbie Hemmings of Poole. As we approach the wall, it is Nathan Wells in first, 2:07.77, just shy of his PB there. In second, Robbie Hemmings of Poole, 2:08.53, sets a new personal best for him. And Thomas Beamer comes in third from lane 3 in the end there, 2:09.19 as we move to heat number 9. Heat number 9 underway then, and in lane 0, Jordan McPhail for Natari West London. In 1, Miles Drabwell for the City of Milton Keynes. Lane number 2 is Thomas Clare for Team Ipswich. In 3, Hubert Gnack for Plymouth Leander. In lane 4, Thomas Thornley for Loughborough University. Lane 5 is Leo Saragins for City of Birmingham. Lane 6, Sam Blackett for Northampton. In 7, Joseph Martin for Newcastle. Lane 8 is Joel Thompson for Ellesmere. And lane 9 is Joshua Skinner for Nova Centurion. Over first at the turn end there was Leo Saragins. Over first this time though, it is going to be lane 2, Thomas Clare, and Miles Drabwell in 1 next to him, turning second. Both of those two in lanes 1 and 2 competing in the same age group, both 18 years old. Thomas Thornley sitting in third, swimming as a 20-year-old at this event. Yep, to make the turn though. So turning at the far end first this time, Thomas Clare from lane 2. Second over, Sam Blackett of Northampton in lane 6. As we charge down this final length, 15 metres to go, and Sam Blackett looking very nice from lane 6 at the moment. Also lanes 1 and 2, Miles Drabwell, Thomas Clare looking strong as well. As we come into the finish, the first touch comes from Miles Drabwell in the end, 2:08.47 from lane 1 to set a PB. Sam Blackett comes in second from lane 6, 2:08.69 is also a personal best from him. Thomas Clare in third as we move into heat number 10. onto cyclic seeding, and Ray's Worley is in 0 on this one. Plymouth Leander swimmer, Jackson Olin in 1 for Camden Swiss Cottage. In 2, Johan Evans for Millfield School. In 3, Jacob Greenow for the University of Bath. Lane 4, William Riley, third quickest seed coming into this competition. Entry time of 2:02.72, which is also a personal best time. Elliot Clogg from City of Sheffield goes in 5. In 6, Daniel Jenkins from the City of Oxford. In 7, Max Jameson from Thanet to swim. In lane number 8, Robbie Jones from Mount Kelly. And in lane 9, Herbie Kinder from the City of Peterborough. It is Elliot Clogg leading at this halfway stage, 28.3 at the far end, and 58.69 for a 100-metre split. Jacob Greenow in 3, going strong as well. And then the rest of the swimmers in a line with those two, Jacob Greenow and Elliot Clogg, out in the lead at the moment. It is Elliot Clogg, though, that is maintaining this lead here. He's over first by 1.07. These two are swimming in the same category. Elliot Clogg younger by around about a year, but in swimming terms, both considered to be 20 years of age, these two. As we come into the final 10 metres, it is going to be tight between Jacob Greenow and Elliot Clogg. Although Clogg is going to pip this, I think he does. 2 minutes, 2 seconds, 0.58 for Elliot Clogg. In second, Jacob Greenow, 2:03 dead, which is just outside of his PB there. And then William Riley coming in third as we move on to Heat 11. Particularly beautiful underwater there from Daniel Cross. Really going the whole 15 metres that he has available to him on that start. Elsewhere in the pool, in lane 0, Ben Harrison from Mount Kelly. In 1, Mark Edmondson from Team Bath. Lane 2, Keir Edgar from Falkirk. In 3, Jacob Davies of City of Birmingham. In 4, James McFadden of Loughborough. His teammate Daniel Cross goes in 5. Michael Rees of Nova Centurion is in 6. Alexander Armstrong for Guildford City goes in lane 7. Jamie Robertson for Portsmouth North Sea in 8. And in lane 9, Jack Munsey for Perth City. Not a lot between the two Loughborough Uni swimmers. Jacob Davies also going with them in lane 3. Daniel Cross, the only swimmer under the minute mark, and certainly this heat slower than the last at the 100-metre turn. Saw several swimmers come under that 100 mark, that 1 minute mark, sorry, at the 100 metres in the last heat. Just the singular Daniel Cross doing it there, and even then 59 rather than 58 that we saw from Elliot Clogg in the last heat. It's now James McFadden in the lead. Just 0.13 separating these two Loughborough University teammates. These guys train together day in, day out. Having the opportunity to swim next to each other at the British Summer Championships. It is James McFadden, though, that seems to be starting to pull away. Also, very nice last 50 from Michael Rees, who seems to be bringing himself now actually into second position. In first is James McFadden, 2:03.99. Michael Rees comes in second, 2:04.20, just outside of his PB. And Daniel Cross coming in third, 2:04.48 as we move on to our final heat. This is heat number 12. On to this final heat then of the 200 backstroke. Jay Lelliott of the City of Sheffield going in 4. And he, the quickest seed into this event and the only swimmer to enter on a time under 2 minutes. Incidentally, Daniel Cross actually has achieved a quicker time before. In the last heat, that was his personal best was under 2 minutes. But Jay Elliott, the only one in this event to have swum sub 2 minutes within the qualifying window. He leads this heat by half a second. Elsewhere in the pool, I'll run you through them very quickly. Jonathan Adam in 0, Ben Campbell-Jones in 1, Joseph Small goes in 2, currently in second position. In lane 3, Oliver Fairman, 5, Charlie Hutchison, 6, Cameron Brooker, 7, Benjamin Stagg, 8, Oliver O'Halloran, and 9 is George Barber. Again, varying age groups, some 17-year-olds swimming in this, 18-year-olds as well. And of course, open age group swimmers. Jay Elliott, 24 years old, in the centre lane. And I tell you what, Joseph Small, who is not quite 19 years old yet, is going with him. 15 metres to go, and it is these two swimmers out in front, Joe Elliott and Joseph Small, as we approach the 5-metre flags. I think that Joe Elliott should just about get it, but Joseph Small won't be far behind. Elliott comes in, 2:02.87 is the time. Joseph Small comes in second, 2 minutes 3.22. And then in third, Charlie Hutchison, 2:04.05. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the athletes for our next event. This is the women's 100 metres butterfly. This is heat number 1. Meters of butterfly underway here. Heat number 1. Always a great place to start. Victoria Drevela goes in 3 for Romford Town. Megan Davies for the City of Coventry goes in 4. In 5, Madison Johnson for Doncaster Darts. In lane 6 is Lucy Turner for Burnley Bobcats. Not had very many entries to our competition today, so I've certainly not seen a correct one yet, which means all the more reason for you to get involved. Hashtag SummerChamps19 if you're in venue with us here. Tell us who was the first club to be presented with the most improved club trophy at a British Summer Championships. It was 2015 the year, but what was the club? Into the wall comes Madison Johnson. 1 minute 5.52 gives her a PB. Lucy Turner comes in second, 1 minute 6.88 as we move on to heat number 2. Heat 2 of the 100 butterfly. Isla Williams for the City of Leeds goes in 0. Millie Milne for Warren de Barbs is in 1. Grace Conroy for the City of Sheffield goes in lane number 2. Jodie Dilks for Tiverton goes in lane 3. In 4, Amy West for Stockport Metro. Lane 5 is Ruby Douglas for Norwich Swan. Kiana Carl goes in 6 for the City of Leicester. In 7, Valeria Giron for Hatfield. In lane 8, Isabel Eiley for Borough of Waltham Forest Gators. And lane 9 is Bethan Endicott for City of Wakefield. Over first at the turn end there was Isabel Eiley. Both the Eiley sisters winning gold medals yesterday. Well, she's not going to close this heat off. It is going to be lane 4, I believe. That is Amy West of Stockport Metro. Turn 6, came first. A good last 50 from her. 1 minute 4.74. Second, Valeria Giron for Hatfield. 1 minute 5.09 as we move to heat number 3. Emily Eiley for Gators goes in 0. City of Stoke have Jessica Mella in lane 1. Emma Erskine for Nova Centurion is in 2. Ellie Houghton for Gateshead in 3. Can we please have a coach or representative from Camden Swiss Cottage and Team Bath to the timing suite immediately? That is a coach or representative from Camden Swiss Cottage and Team Bath to the timing suite immediately, please. Thank you. Continuing with the swimmers in this very quickly, Francesca Gilpin goes in 4, Hattie Varley in 5, Olivia Lee in 6, Annabelle Wilkinson in lane 7, Charlotte White in lane 8, and Leah Evans goes in lane number 9. Tight here between lane 1, that's Jessica Mella, and lane number 7, Annabelle Wilkinson. As we approach the finish, it is Annabelle Wilkinson in the end. 1 minute 4.73 gives her a new personal best. Jessica Mella comes in second. 1 minute 5.05, also a PB from her. And Hattie Varley coming in third. 1 minute 5.67. Just waiting for official confirmation of that result. Remember, as I said in one of the heats before, hashtag Summer Champs 19 is the place to go. We move to heat number 4. Saying before I was so really interrupted by the swimming. Joking, of course. Hashtag Summer Champs 19. Let us know who you're cheering on. Had a lot of support coming in for swimmers within this 100 fly. So thank you for that. Lane 0, Natalie Jones for Warren de Barbs in this event. Ella McNamara for Poole goes in lane 1. Jessica Lawton for the City of Bristol is in lane 2. Emma Russell for Heart of Midlothian goes in 3. Lane 4 is Rhiannon Evans for Millfield. In 5, Kirsty Flynn for Natari. In 6, Catherine Ellen for Poole. Lane 7, Amber Downham for Chesterfield. In 8, Eve Corrigan for Warren de Barbs. And lane 9 is Maisie Thornton for Crawley Swimming Club. Not a lot at the moment between lane 5 and lane 2. That's Kirsty Flynn and Jessica Lawton. Into the last few metres we come. Which one of these is going to come better off? I think that lane 2 is just going to go out get it. Jessica Lawton coming in for the finish. She does touch first. 1 minute 3.85. Over a second personal best from her. Kirsty Flynn coming in second. 1 minute 4.23 as we move on to heat number 5. Lane 0 is Amy Brownridge for Plymouth Leander. In 1, Bethany Eagle Brown for Deepings. Lane 2 is Annabelle Smith for Bromley. In lane 3, Anya Slesser from Aberdeen Performance. Lane 4 is Kirsten Harvey for Natari. In lane 5, Meredith Harness from Team Jovic. In lane 6, Katie Baxter from Portsmouth North Sea. 7, Eliza Pinkstone from Stockport Metro. In 8, Eva Ocaro from Sevenoaks. And lane 9 is Charlotte Robinson from the City of Leeds. Early lead coming from lane 4. That's Kirsten Harvey for Natari. Swimming in the 17 years age group. Oldest swimmer in the pool in this heat. Although lane 0, Amy Brownridge, having a very nice swim. She's going to touch first here. Well done to her down that last 50. Turned in 7th and finished first. 1 minute 3.36. Take over a second off her PB. Eva Ocaro coming in second as we move on to heat number 6. On we go to heat 6. Jo Hobsley goes in 0, Olivia Heron is in 1, and Hannah Trousdale is in 2. Jasmine Sheffield in 3, Ellie Turner in 4, Melody Jones in 5, Alicia Stevenson in 6, 7 is Oriana Knoll, 8 Catherine Roberts, and 9 Henrietta Diamassa. Turning first at the turn end, Oriana Knoll in lane 7. So now looks like it's all about lane 5, Melody Jones of the Borough of Stockton. 5 metres to go for her before she touches first in this heat. 1 minute 3.73. Personal best time from her. Second, Yasmin Sheffield, 1 minute 4.60 as we move on to heat number 7. And 0 Fleur Lewis for Barnet Cockfall in 1. Caitlin Fry for Mount Kelly. In 2, Molly Quelch for Leamington Spa. Lane number 3 is Zara Lalou for Wrekin College. In 4, Natalie Sanford for St Felix School. In 5, Olivia Cattery for Newcastle. In 6, Chiara Tomasello for City of Manchester. In 7, May Bradburn for Chelmsford. Lane 8 is Alicia Kelly for Brompton. And lane 9, Rhiannon Bowen for Team Bath. Over first at the turn end, lane 5, Olivia Cattery of Newcastle. She's swimming in this event as a 15-year-old and has 15-year-olds to either side of her in Natalie Sanford in 4, Chiara Tomasello in lane 6. Also May Bradburn in the 15 years category. It does look like Natalie Sanford is doing well, though, in lane 4. Lane 8 also having a good swim as we come into the finish. It is Natalie Sanford that touches first. 1 minute 3.53. Gives her a personal best. Alicia Kelly coming second as we move to heat number 8. Had quite a few answers coming in all of a sudden for our competition. Only take your first answer, though. You can't keep changing it and list every club. Meanwhile, in the pool, lane 0, Ella Chown for Swim Bournemouth. In 1, Laura Dickinson for Lincoln Vulcans. In 2, Torfaen Dolphins have Freya Watson. 3 is Anna Pudrigal for Camden Swiss Cottage. In 4, Krista Wilson for Newcastle. In 5, Mia Leach for the City of Peterborough. Lane 6 is Eleanor Julie for Colchester. In 7, Meg Finnan for the Uni of Stirling. Lane 8, Rosie Morgan for Uni of Aberdeen Performance. And lane 9, Emily Ford for the City of Oxford. As the swimmers approach the finish here, it looks like lane 1 doing nicely. That's Laura Dickinson for Lincoln Vulcans. I think she's going to get the touch here on this heat. She does 1 minute 3.04, just under half a second PB for her there. Anna Pudrigal coming in second as we go to heat number 9. On to heat number 9. Rebecca de Torres goes in 0. Rebecca de Torres, City of Cardiff, as I said. In 1, Molly Woodhouse for Oldham. 2, Georgia Pryor. 3, Chloe Pritchard. 4, Kaylee Decker. 5, Gabrielle Melbourne-Smith. 6, Kira Standing. 7, Shannon Stott. 8, Kira Morris. 9, Hannah Denny. Over first at the far end was Georgina Pryor in lane 2, representing Harlow Penguin here. And she really is storming ahead. The rest of the girls in this heat all pretty much in a straight line with a possible good swim coming from 7, but it is all about Georgina Pryor here, who's going to touch first. 1 minute 1.91, just shy of her personal best there. Shannon Stott coming second, 1 minute 2.87 as we move on to heat 10. Going in 0 for the City of Norwich is Sasha Thomas. In 1, City of Sheffield, swimmer Kate Clifton. 2, Megan Allison for City of Newport. 3, Lucy Grieve for South Ayrshire. In lane 4, Harriet Jones for the City of Cardiff. 5 is Maisie Elliott for the City of Leicester. In 6, Kiana McKeans for University of Stirling. Emily Hames for Mount Kelly goes in 7. Abby Jackson for Crawley in 8. And Yvonne Brown for South Lanarkshire goes in lane 9. Over fast at the far end there is Harriet Jones, 28.19, 50-metre split for her, and she continues to lead us down this final length. Remember, this heat is cyclically seeded, so Harriet Jones, therefore, the third fastest seed in this competition, enters sub-minute, 59.57, has gone 58 before. What time is she going to clock here? It's going to be above the minute barrier. Oh, no, it's not. 59.89, just under for Harriet Jones. Second, Emily Hames, 1 minute 2.02, and then Lucy Grieve for South Ayrshire, 1 minute 2.11 as we move to heat 11. Last but one heat then. Holly Williams goes in 0. Drew Tanner goes in 1. Isabel Goodwin in 2. And Isabel Grant in 3. In 4, Harriet West. 5, Ali Larson. 6, Tori Sopp. 7, Betsy Wizard. 8, Jessica Calderbank. And Lauren Brantley goes in lane 9. Over first is Harriet West in lane number 4. Second quickest seed into this meet. She enters at a time of 1.25 again. She's gone 58 before. Personal best time 58.88. 59.25 though, the quickest she's gone this year. And she's going to take this without too much trouble at all. Into the wall she comes. Just over the minute barrier there. 1 minute 0.23 for Harriet West. Second, Ali Larson, 1 minute 1.28. And Isabel Grant coming in third from lane 3 as we move on to heat 12, our final heat. Heat 12, and Sarah Kalska of Hatfield is in 0. Kate Mills of Loughborough University goes in 2. Alicia Wilson of Guildford City goes in 3. Charlotte Atkinson has the quickest time at the meet here. Kira Schlossen from the City of Leeds goes in 5. Yasmin Perry from Aberdeen Performance in 6. Pia Murray from Ellesmere College in 7. Lottie Wynne-Jones of the City of Milton Keynes goes in 8. And Emma Rowson for Stockport Metro in lane number 9. Schlossen ahead at the turn there for the City of Leeds. She is only competing at this one in the 18 years age group and hasn't actually turned 18 yet, but she's going to take this heat down. This final heat, quicker swim, is going to come from Kira Schlossen. She touches in 1 minute 0.22, which I believe should make her the quickest 18-year-old here. Yasmin Perry coming in second, 1 minute 1.00. And we move to our next event. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the athletes for the men's 50 meters butterfly. We start with heat number 1. Almost at the end of this 50 fly. These are going to come quick and fast. Lucas Horton in 3, Oliver Watts in 4, and Anthony Whittle in 5. It is Lucas Horton that takes this first heat, 27.81. And then Oliver Watts coming in second, 28.03. That time a PB for Lucas Horton as we move to heat 2. Away we go with this second heat. Owen Ray is in 0. Ruben Robotham Keating in 1. 2, Zane Lamb. 3, Joseph Stout. 4, Sean Simmons. 5, Sonny Johnson. 6, Christopher Williamson. 7, Alexander Churiak. 8, Leo He. And 9, Will Morris. Lane 9. Will Morris having a very good swim, and he's going to touch first here without any shadow of a doubt. 25.92. Second, Owen Ray. 27.6. Third, Alexander Churiak. 27.76. But Will Morris, as the result confirms there, a disqualification for a technical infraction in lane 7 as we move on to heat number 3. Lane 3 looking early, nice and strong in the early stages of this race. Also lane 8 looking good as well. In we go then, Solomon Williams in lane 8 takes that one, 27.20. A massive PB for him over a 50 as we move on to heat number 4. Away with heat number 4 of the men's 50 butterfly. Swimmers pretty inseparable at the 25-metre mark. 15 to go now. And lane 3, potentially Joshua Ellis looking nice. Although I think it's going to come from lane 4 in the end. That's Alessandra Riardo of Harlow Penguins. He touches first, 26.99. Second, Oliver Waller. As we move on to heat number 5. Into heat 5. And again, nothing separating these guys now on entry times. So expecting tight, close-knit finishes. Lane, I want to say 2, looking nice. In fact, it is going to be 2. That's Evan Jones of Millfield that touches first. 26.55 gives him a PB. Thomas Curry coming in second as we move on to heat number 6. Away for heat 6 and lane number 2 touching first here. That is Elliot DeForges for Bracknell, 25.67. And as that result confirms, a disqualification in lane 1 for a technical infraction. As we move on to heat number 7. Away with heat number 7 and lane 3. Up quickly off the underwater, that is Samuel Tucker of Wickham District, but seems to be ahead in the early stages. Some swimmers prefer to be on top rather than underneath, even though generally overall underneath is quicker. Lane 1 though, I think Patrick Heeks is going to take this. It does, 26.19 is the time. A new personal best for him as we move on to heat number 8. Heat 8 underway. Longest time spent underwater on that one was lane 4. Alex Bryant of Poole expected to go quickest in this heat based on entry time. I don't think he's going to make it to the wall first. Very strong outside swim here coming from Shea Race of Windsor in lane 0. In fact, outside swimmers are going to take this heat by storm. It is Shea Race that touches first, 25.86. Wow, look at that three-way tie for second place. Three swimmers achieving 26.09. Well, well, well. Very exciting indeed. We move on to heat 9. Second time we've seen three swimmers achieve the same time in the same heat at these British Championships. I think the first time came on day 1. And this time coming on day number 6. Almost there, ladies and gentlemen. In heat 9, though, these swimmers, again, very, very similar. I'm not going to call this one at all. No clear winner from me. Looking at it, the timing system says it's lane 6. Cole Hewitt touches first. 25.84 as we move on to heat number 10. Onto our cyclically seeded heats, expected therefore for the centre lanes to do that little bit more, to be that little bit quicker coming into the meet than the outside lanes on a heat like this. Although I've seen several cyclically seeded heats this week where the outside lanes have still won, and in this one certainly not a clear margin between inside and outside lanes. Again, not wanting to call this, lane 8 in the end. Lewis Hodgetts, 25.04. Almost half a second of a personal best for him as we move to heat 11. Away with the penultimate heat of the men's 50 metres butterfly. Second fastest seed of the meet goes in lane 4. That's Alexander Bowen for Loughborough University. Lane 5, that's Henry Bland for City of Cardiff, looking nice as well as we approach the 5 metre flags. I think it is going to be Henry Bland that touches first from lane 5. He does 24.65 the time. As we move on to our final heat, this is heat number 12. And the final individual heat of the British Summer Championships 2019 is underway. It's the men's 50 metres butterfly in the pool right now, and currently in lane 4, quickest seed of this competition, Lewis Fraser, enters in a time of 23.98 despite only being 19 years of age. He's going to touch first here, 24.62 the time. Matthew Richards coming in second, 25.15. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the athletes for our next event. This is the women's 14 to 16 years 4x100 metres medley relay. This is heat number 1. So, our first medley relay event of the British Summer Championships. Already mentioned, of course, we've already had individual medley events at its competition. Individual medley swum in a different order, though. Medley relay, we go backstroke, breaststroke, butterfly, freestyle. If you ever forget, it's actually in alphabetical order for you. So let's run you through our teams then. In lane 1, City of Peterborough. In 2, Nova Centurion. In 3, City of Manchester. In 4, Wickham District. In 5, Southport. Lane number 6 is the City of Birmingham. In lane 7, Northampton. And lane 8 is Royal Tunbridge Wells. Looking strong for City of Peterborough and Nova Centurion in the first leg. The backstroke led out by Eve Wright and Iona Colbert for those two. They switch over to Beth Dennis and Kate Morris for the breaststroke leg. Coaches, please listen for one moment. We require a coach from Team Bath, from Croydon, and from Durham City to the timing suite immediately. That is a coach from Team Bath, from Croydon Amphibians, and from Durham City to the timing suite immediately, please. Thank you. Continuing with this 4x1 medley relay, heat number 1 then. Beth Dennis currently swimming for the City of Peterborough and looking strong in lane 1. Also, a very good swim from Anna Lehman, representing Royal Tunbridge Wells in lane 8, has brought her team now into first position. Royal Tunbridge Wells leading the way now in this first heat. Of course, 3 heats to come of these relays. These teams selected based on regional swims. Top teams at regional championships progress through to the British Summer Championships. And now switching leader again. Jessica Shaw bringing City of Peterborough back into the lead and beating Royal Tunbridge Wells' Amelia Vorster. Although not a lot separating these two even now, both passing the 25-metre marker at the same time. Nova Centurion, Emma Erskine swimming the fly leg for them, trying to remain in the standings. All trying to qualify for tonight's final. It is City of Peterborough over first, just 0.05 separating the two lead swimmers. I apologise, Royal Tunbridge Wells over first, City of Peterborough over second. But when 0.05's at play, not a lot of difference really between the two. On to the freestyle leg, Harriet Salisbury swimming for Peterborough, Emma Bennett swimming for Royal Tunbridge Wells. These swimmers unlikely to be able to see each other across 8 lanes of the pool. Although they would know, of course, coming into the relay just how close it was and how important it was to put everything they can into this 100 freestyle swim. Tunbridge Wells now almost half a second ahead. Can Harriet Salisbury claw back any of that lead from Tunbridge Wells' Emma Bennett? Jessica Reid in the pool for Nova Centurion, looking to come in third at the moment. And it is. Harriet Salisbury has brought City of Peterborough to a first place position in heat number 1. 4:28.94 the time. Very close behind them though. Royal Tunbridge Wells, 4:29.74. And as the board confirms the official result, we can confirm a disqualification for a technical infraction in lane number 4. We move now to heat number 2. Underway with second heat then of the ladies 14 to 16 years, 4x100 medley relay. To run you through the teams, lane 0 is Plymouth Leander B. In 1, Mount Kelly. In 2, Stockport Metro A. In 3, Bromley A. In 4, Natari West London. In 5, City of Leicester. Lane 6, Heart of Midlothian. Lane 7, Ellesmere College. In 8, Swansea Aquatics. And lane 9 is York City Baths. We still require a coach from Croydon Amphibians and Durham City. So please, can we have a coach or representative from Croydon Amphibians and Durham City to the timing suite immediately, please? Thank you. No clear leader emerging on the backstroke leg. Over first is Heart of Midlothian. That leg swum for them by Holly McGill. And over second, Ellesmere College in the lane next to them. That first leg swum by Verda Vasilian Skaiti. It is still Heart of Midlothian in the lead at this current stage, with Ellesmere College just 0.3 behind. Also, Mount Kelly turning third and not far behind either. Coaches and swimmers cheering on their teammates here in Tollcross, as Mount Kelly now slip into the lead in his second heat of the 4x1 medley. Over go Mount Kelly first. In second now, Bromley from lane 3. Ellesmere drop into third, and leaders Heart of Midlothian now drop into 5th position at that takeover. Nothing that can't be clawed back though at this stage. Wow, it really is tight now. Lane 5 there, over first. That's City of Leicester. Second, Mount Kelly, and just 0.05 separating the two. 5/100ths of a second currently between City of Leicester and Mount Kelly. Maisie Elliott in the pool for City of Leicester, and Kaylin Fry currently swimming for Mount Kelly. Heart of Ellesmere College trying to push themselves back in the direction of winning this heat. So over first then at that time, third turn. Mount Kelly over first. City of Leicester over second. And just 0.09 separating them on that takeover. So it is really tight here between the City of Leicester and Mount Kelly. How tight is it going to be at the 50-metre turn end? They are going to turn pretty much together here. Who has the better turn? It is City of Leicester. Evie Richards in the pool for them. Mount Kelly, Scarlett Orchard swimming, down this last length. Mount Kelly and the City of Leicester pretty much inseparable. 25 metres to go. I think that Scarlett Orchard has that little bit more in her to win this now for Mount Kelly. Also, watch lane 3. That's Bromley. Emma Van Selm with a brilliant last leg here has brought them into second position. So it is going to be Mount Kelly through first. 4:23.95. Bromley coming in second in the end there. 4:24.49. As the board refreshes, though, I can confirm 2 disqualifications. Both lanes 6 and lane 4 disqualified there for technical infractions. Just clearing the pool here. As we move on now to heat number 3. Final heat. Then underway of the ladies 4x1 medley relay. These swimmers swum the quickest times at regionals to put them in this final heat. Let's see if they can beat the earlier times set in the heats that have already gone by. Lane 0 in this one is Hatfield. In 1, City of Oxford. Lane 2 is Aberdeen Performance. In lane 3, Warrender. Lane 4, Plymouth Leander A. In lane 5, City of Sheffield. Lane number 6 is City of Birmingham A. Lane 7, City of Leeds. Lane 8, Newcastle. And lane 9 is Millfield School. Turning first at the 50-metre end, Plymouth Leander. Honey Osrin currently in the pool for them. And over second was Warrender Barbs in the lane next to them. Next to her, that's Rachel Saunders. Swimming the backstroke leg for Warrender Barbs. So, in first, Plymouth Leander. Switching to Lana Brokoven on the breaststroke leg. Katie Goodburn now swimming for Warrender Barbs on the breaststroke, and she was in the water second. Turning third, Millfield. Isabella Rennick trying to chase down these 2 front runners. Race really heating up now between lane 3, Warrender Barbs, lane 4, Plymouth Leander. These 2 have led throughout this race. Katie Goodburn trying to pull back on Lana Brokoven. It is Plymouth Leander over first, but the difference in time now just 0.8 seconds between those 2 lanes. Onto the fly we go, and it's Oriana Knoll leading the way for Plymouth Leander, and Natalie Jones currently in second for Warrender Barbs. Currently sitting in third position now, City of Sheffield. Grace Conroy on the fly leg for them. Delphine Little swimming for the City of Oxford in lane 1. Now 1.82, so Ariana Knoll doing a good job of this fly leg here. Can she hold on though? Maintaining a solid breathing pattern, maintaining a solid rhythm, maintaining a solid stroke as she approaches the final takeover. It is Plymouth in the lead. Ella Barker dives into the pool for them. Warren Nabav's over second. Olivia Mason in there. And then touching third. Wow, look at that. City of Leeds have now brought themselves into the equation from lane 7. Plymouth Leander storming through this race. Remember, this is all about qualification to final, so absolutely beneficial for these swimmers to still put everything in to the heat swim, even if they're in the lead. Warren Nabav's now 4 seconds behind Plymouth Leander. City of Leeds still sitting in 3rd position, with the City of Sheffield trying to take that from them instead. And also City of Oxford swimming well down this last straight. So here we go then. It is going to be Plymouth Leander that touched first without too much trouble. 4:21.03 will put them through. Fastest seed into tonight's final. In second, Warren Nabav's in lane 3. 4:25.1, which will put them a little bit further down. Great relay swimming there from the girls. And more relays to come here. We move on now to the next event. This is the ladies 17 years and over 4x100 meters medley relay. And we start with heat number 1. Underway with heat 1 in lane 3, City of Milton Keynes, lane 4, Poole, and lane 5, Southport. I've asked to make an announcement for all swimmers and coaches here at Tollcross, just to let you know that the training pool, warm down, warm up pool that we have the benefit here of having in Glasgow is very busy indeed today. Lots of swimmers in the pool, lots of swimmers competing today, so that pool extremely busy. Please take extra care when swimming or when coaching your swimmers in that area. Just be mindful, make sure you go in the right direction. Meanwhile, in our lovely 10-lane 50-meter pool that we're racing in, City of Milton Keynes in 3, Poole in 4, Southport in 5, and it's Poole over first on takeover number 1. That backstroke led out for them by Tegan May Graham. Kayla Lawson touching second for the City of Milton Keynes, and Mia Smith touching third for Southport. Isabel Hepburn leading the way for Poole. On the breaststroke leg, they're all 3 turning together. Just 0.3 separating all 3 swimmers now on the breaststroke leg. Ayana Lawson, CMK swimmer, actually touching first there. and City of Milton Keynes and Southport, although trailing behind after the backstroke, both have now overtaken Poole. It's going to be CMK first in, I think. It is. Hannah Shaw into the water for City of Milton Keynes. Maisie Johnson in second for Southport. And Poole now in third place. Fiona Hardy swimming the fly leg for them. Change of leader again there. Southport now leading the way. Nothing separating these swimmers at all. As they pass the 25 metres to go mark, it is Southport currently with the lead. Not by any considerable margin, and certainly not by anything that cannot be made up on the freestyle leg. So here comes then Maisie Johnson in to the wall for Southport. She's going to change over to Josie Carroll. Can she maintain this lead for them on the freestyle? Or can Rhiannon Jeffries, just dived in for the City of Milton Keynes, catch her up down this 100 metres freestyle swim? After a good takeover, I think it could be difficult. Certainly not impossible, though, for Rhiannon Jeffries to chase back and put CMK first in this heat. What's the difference in time at the 50-metre end? 1.12 seconds. I think that Southport have managed to secure this then. Thea O'Keefe of Poole swimming in lane 4. She's trying to chase down City of Milton Keynes. But I think in the end, the swimmers set in the position from the last takeover. Indeed they are. Maintaining their pace, Sophie Carroll touches for Southport, 4:30.50. Sorry, Josie Carroll. And then second, City of Milton Keynes. As we move on to heat number 2. Underway then with heat number 2. Running through the teams in 0, Northampton. In 1, Camden Swiss. Cottage in 2, Swansea University. Lane 3 is Ellesmere College. Titans in 4, Millfield School. In 5, Guildford City. In 6, City of Cardiff. Lane number 7 is Brompton. Lane 8 is City of Glasgow. And lane 9 is Hatfield. Over first at the far end there, Isabella Hindley of Brompton. And Brompton are over first onto the breaststroke. Over second, Millfield, that leg led by Sophia Wilson. And over third, Ellesmere College. Olivia Gardner opened up for them. Now swimming down the breaststroke, and It is Brompton trying to maintain their early lead. Emily Siminski currently swimming for them. Although they're not first at the turn end, it is Millfield. Abigail Hurst has brought back a lead for Millfield here, a lead of 0.45 seconds. Guildford City and Ellesmere College trying to bring themselves into contention here as well. And it is those four girls really ahead of the rest of the pool at the moment. But Millfield almost a body length out in front here as we turn for halfway and onto the butterfly. It's Jessica Podger now in the pool for Millfield. Although Guildford got a very good takeover there. Alicia Wilson now swimming the butterfly for them. Brompton were over second. But I think you'll find that Guildford's takeover has done them very nicely indeed. And they're going to be second at the turn end here. Possibly even first to touch. No, still second. But just 0.17 now between the two centre lanes. Millfield and Guildford City. As Guildford City definitely now taking down Millfield. Excellent swimming here from Robin Newman of Guildford City on this fly leg. Jessica Podger slipping into second place. So here we go with the touch. Millfield in third position now, with Guildford City really starting to come into their own. Robin Newman for Guildford City, 25 metres to go for her before she takes the freestyle leg of this. Absolutely smashing it. There we go, Guildford City coming first, 4:15.16 for them. Massive improvement on their time swum at regionals. In second in the end there, Ellesmere College. Millfield dropped down into fourth position. That relay constantly chopping and changing. And as the results refresh on the screen there, giving you the official result, I can confirm a technical infraction in lane 1 and therefore a disqualification for Camden. And as the pool clears, we move on to our final heat. This is heat number 3. Final heat of women's 17 years and over, 4x100 metres medley relay. And in lane 0 on this, South Lanarkshire, Basildon and Phoenix go in lane 1. Loughborough University in lane 3, Mount Kelly in 4, Uni of Stirling in 5, Nova in 6, Wickham District go in lane 7, City of Peterborough in 8, and Worcester in lane number 9. Remember, It's always competition time at the British Summer Championships. We've had 6 days, 6 competitions. Today's who was the first club to be awarded the most improved club title. It happened in 2015, but what was the club? Stick your answer on a tweet. Include the hashtag SummerChamps19. Make sure you're in Glasgow and at Tollcross Pool, and you can win some free tier merchandise. I believe we have bags on offer today. All the swimmers love a tier bag. And I promise you, they didn't pay me to say that. All right then. Currently leading this race in lane 4, Mount Kelly. Neve Robinson swimming the breaststroke for them. Adina Clayson went out on the backstroke leg. Though not a lot between Loughborough University swimming to their left at the moment. Millfield, Wickham, Nova even in lane 6, currently in 3rd position. Just went through all the teams with the same colour bright green hats there. So Loughborough University were first to the wall, but winning the takeoff was Mount Kelly because Emily Hames still in the lead for them. Butterfly, the order of the day. Kate Mills representing Loughborough University, and just 0.3 seconds between Loughborough and Mount Kelly there. Mount Kelly still the better side though, but not a lot between Emily Hames of Mount Kelly and Kate Mills of Loughborough University as they approach the final takeover. Onto the freestyle we go. We will have Amy Godsave for Loughborough University and Macy Lawrence for Mount Kelly in the pool now. There they go. 0.5 of a second separating the two teams. Can Amy Godsave for Loughborough Uni chase down Mount Kelly? This is going to be tight between these two. Who is going to get that centre lane in the final? It is 0.16 between these two teams now as we are on to the final 50. Could not separate these two if you tried. Breathing to the side of the other swimmer. Mount Kelly breathing to the left. Loughborough breathing to the right as we approach the final. What is going to be the difference between these two swimmers? I think the Mount Kelly are just about going to get it. Into the wall we go, and yes they do. 4:16.11 is the time, which will give them lane 5 in the final tonight. Guildford were quicker in the heat before. And Loughborough will go in lane 3. So we'll have a very interesting race on our hands in the final this evening. 3 teams very close together in times indeed. Guildford City, Loughborough University, and Mount Kelly. What a final we'll have for you tonight. That'll come at the end of the final session this evening. That, of course, starts at 5 p.m. either right here in Tollcross, if you're lucky enough to be in Glasgow, or else stream it live for free on YouTube, British Swimming YouTube channel, from 5 p.m. this evening. Anyway, we now move on to our next event. This is the men's 14 to 16 years 4x100 metres medley relay. We start with heat number 1. On we go then, heat number 1 of men's 14-16 years 4x100 metres medley relay. Teams: in 0, West Lothian; 1, Preston; 2, City of Liverpool; 3, Warren the Barbs; in 4, Mount Kelly; in 5, City of Leeds A; in 6, City of Manchester; in 7, Wickham District B; in 8, Watford; and in 9, Dulwich Dolphins. Times are on the scoreboard there for you. And being fully recorded. And the names correct themselves for you now. Currently in the lead, lane 4. That's Mount Kelly again. Very strong team, Mount Kelly, at these championships. Charlie Varka led for them on the backstroke. Sam van der Stroom now swimming the breaststroke for them here. Over a second behind them, Warren the Barbs, Angus Allison, swimming the breaststroke for them in lane 3, although he's making up ground here on this second 50. It's going to be between Warrender and Mount Kelly for first position at halfway. It's Warrender that take it. 2 minutes 8.92. Mount Kelly 0.3 behind as Jason English goes into the pool for Warrender, and Maxwell Cooper onto the butterfly for Mount Kelly. And it is Maxwell Cooper that seems to be charging down now on this fly leg. .7 between the two teams on that turn. .15 meters to go until the final takeover. Mount Kelly are going to take this one first. Maxwell Cooper coming in on the fly for them. We're going to switch over to Douglas Kelly now for the freestyle leg. Over they go. Jason English touching for Warrender second. Finn Brenner comes into the pool now for the freestyle leg. I don't think he's going to have enough to chase down Mount Kelly here, who are doing excellently. Over first at the far end, Mount Kelly over second, Warrender, but it's 2 seconds between the two teams. Can Mount Kelly do enough to qualify for a final from Heat 1? They're certainly trying. They're certainly putting in everything they can into this relay. Here we go then. Douglas Kelly coming in for Mount Kelly to touch first. Second's going to come from Warren the Barbs. I'm not sure where third's going to come from though. Mount Kelly touched first. 4 minutes 2.68 the time in second. Warrender 4 minutes 5.30, and then City of Leeds A coming in third. 4 minutes 7.40. Good swims indeed. Massive improvement by Mount Kelly on their regionals time, which is always good to see. Two more heats of this event to come for you then. And where better to start that with than heat number 2. Heat number 2 then, and Hatfield find themselves in lane 0. Plymouth Leander in 1. Nova Centurion go in lane 2. Guildford City in 3. Millfield School are in lane 4. Hillingdon go in 5. In 6, City of Milton Keynes. Basildon and Phoenix go in 7. City of Glasgow in 8. And Skipton in lane 9 here. It is Guildford City over first from the backstroke leg. That was led out for them by Toby Stewart, and he clocked 59.93. Only swimmer under a minute on that 100 backstroke. Second, Millfield, Demetrius Tsaliagos now swimming the breaststroke for them. David O'Loughlin swam that backstroke leg to bring them into second place. Although the breaststroke changing everything up now, because Millfield touching first. Great swim from Demetrius Tsaliagos to bring them back into the lead. Hillingdon in 5, currently second. It's Oliver Latham swimming for them. And there's now a body length and a half of water between Millfield and the rest of the pool. Can this be a lead that Sean Tazai can maintain for Millfield? In the end there, actually, City of Milton Keynes over second. Tyler Reeve in the pool for them now. That breaststroke was swum for them by Joshua Press. And they're really trying to bring themselves into contention here. Sean Tazai of Millfield is over first. Second now, Hillingdon back in that position from lane 5. City of Milton Keynes dropping back a little bit on this fly leg, but Millfield just continuing to power through. Sean Tazai now 2 body lengths ahead of the rest of the pool as we approach the final takeover. Onto the freestyle goes Stanislas Chasson. Second in the pool, Hillingdon. Luca Martin McKevitt swimming for them. And then City of Milton Keynes, Matthew Sturgis in lane 6. Remember, quickest time from the last heat was 4 minutes 2.68. So that's always a good target to have in your mind of whereabouts you want to be in terms of time. But Millfield here absolutely powering through. As Stanislas Chasson comes in to the finish. What's the time going to be? It might even be under 4 minutes. Yes, it is. 3:57.59 for them. Smashing their regionals time and bringing them as the fastest club so far in this relay event. Hillingdon coming in second, 4:04.1. Gives them the third quickest time. So, Millfield taking first, and Hillingdon coming second, City of Milton Keynes coming third. Will that be enough for qualification for the finals? We're moving on now to heat number 3. Swimmers and coaches, just to inform you that the result of the girls' 14 to 16 years medley relay is currently under protest. Continuing in heat 3 now of the men's 14-16 years 4x100 medley relay. And let's walk you through the teams in this one then. Millfield, we've already seen them once. They're B team now, going in lane 0. In 1, Cockermouth. Lane 2 is Newcastle. In 3, Wickham District. Lane number 4 is Portsmouth North Sea. In 5, it's Northampton A. Lane number 6 is Swansea Aquatics. In 7, Derwentside. 8, Hackney. And 9 is Dumfries. Who's going to take the backstroke leg there? Ooh, very, very tight indeed. 0.09 separating Cockermouth and Newcastle. Samuel Greenbank in first, just for Cockermouth. Alfie Scott in second for Newcastle. Onto the breaststroke leg we go. Jack Smith swimming for Cockermouth. Ryan's out for Newcastle in lanes 2 and 3. 1 and 2, sorry, respectively. And it is Newcastle to get the better of the breaststroke. Ryan's out over first and putting half a second of time between himself and his earlier challenger of Cockermouth. Lane 4. That's Oliver Kettle now, currently swimming for Portsmouth North Sea, doing very nicely indeed. And he charges into the lead now. First is going to be Oliver Kettle. Second is going to be Northampton. Some great breaststroke swimming there from both Oliver Kettle of Portsmouth North Sea and Harvey Freeman of Northampton. And it is now about those two clubs. Out in front, Portsmouth North Sea. Marcus Scullion in the water for them, swimming the butterfly. Jack Gartside in the pool for Northampton A. Quickest time from the last heat, 3:57.59. Beat that, guaranteed a space in the final. Also, potentially, we'll get one even if you don't beat that, but that's the threshold that will 100% qualify you through. 10 quickest teams in these heats, obviously progressing through to tonight's final. And Portsmouth North Sea just now dominating fully. Marcus Scullion putting a lot of water between himself and Northampton, who are currently in second. Over go Portsmouth North Sea. Over now go Northampton. 2.2 seconds between those two. Jeremy Williams in the pool now for Portsmouth North Sea. Thomas Curry in the pool for Northampton as we come on to this freestyle leg of the relay. I don't think that anybody can touch Portsmouth North Sea now. Jeremy Williams looks very strong out in front as we approach the turn. Northampton still maintaining second place. But can Thomas Curry fight off Ellis Morgan of Wickham District, who has other things to think about that? It is tight between Northampton and Wickham, pretty much turning together there. Not a lot between those two swimmers at all, as I think Wickham District start to pull into second position. They're not going to hunt down Portsmouth North Sea, though. They are far too far in front. 15 metres to go now for Jeremy Williams of Portsmouth North Sea before he takes his team to touch first in the final heat of the relay. What's the time going to be? 3 minutes 59.37 will qualify them to tonight's relay, but it'll put them through second, so they should be in lane 5 tonight. Second, Wickham District in the end there, 4:01.77. That should be just about enough for a final as well. And then Northampton coming in third, 4:02.39 the time there. Woo! That was an exciting one. Portsmouth North Sea really pulling through there. Not a lot at all between Wickham District. Very good swim from them, considering Northampton were out in front. That run really for them on the freestyle leg. All right. Backstroke wedges back in place. This is our final event of the session. This is the 17 years and over 4x100 metres medley relay. We start with heat number 1. So just waiting until we're ready to get underway with the men's 17 years and over. We've got 5 teams ready for you in just a moment. We should get underway with that very shortly indeed. City of St Albans are going to go in 1, Brompton in 2, Warrington Warriors in 4, Uni of Surrey in lane 5, City of Peterborough in lane 6. One of them will be in the pool. All right, just confirming the result of the previous event, and 2 disqualifications for you. There we go, that result confirmed from the last one. Disqualifications for technical infractions from the last heat from lane 6, Swansea Aquatics, and lane 2, Newcastle. As we move on to the next event, this is heat 1. Away we are then with heat 1 now, after that slight delay. As I said already, I will just run you through the teams because we've had some stuff going on since then. Lane 2, City of St Albans. Lane 3, Brompton. Lane 4, Warrington Warriors. In lane number 5, it's the University of Surrey. And lane 6 is City of Peterborough. Warrington Warriors with the early lead on this one. Alex Watkinson in the pool to start them off on backstroke. Changing over to Daniel Kinsella. City of Peterborough over second. Both of the swimmers on the backstroke going sub-minute for them. City of Peterborough swimmer, of course, was Matthew Gray. Lane 6 over first there though. City of Peterborough now bringing themselves into the lead. Thomas Wiggins in the pool on the breaststroke for them. Currently in second, Warrington Warriors. As I said, Daniel Kinsella swimming this breaststroke leg for them. And lane 4 also racing against lane number 3, Brompton. George Barnes swimming the breaststroke for them. He's edged himself into second. I think City of Peterborough are going to go over first here onto the butterfly. Thomas Wiggins changes over to Harry Whiteman for 2 lengths of butterfly Matthew Domville in the pool for Warrington Warriors. They were over third in the end. Second was Brompton. Christy Moon now swimming the fly for them. Not a lot separating these three swimmers. City of Peterborough maintaining an ever so slight lead, although Warrington starting to look strong again. It is Warrington over first at the turn end. Matthew Domville having a good swim on this fly and really starting to bring his club into the lead now. City of Peterborough and Brompton pretty much equal at this stage, but Warrington a body length ahead. As we come into the fly to free changeover, Oliver Houghton dives into the pool for Warrington Warriors. Miles Robinson-Young for City of Peterborough is in second. Alex Rowson gets up and away for Brompton in third, but nothing separating City of Peterborough and Brompton at the moment. Very tight between those. I don't think anybody is going to be able to catch Warrington Warriors, though, provided Oliver Houghton can hold on to the lead that his teammates have given him. It is now Brompton in second, and they've got about 0.4 on the City of Peterborough now. In fact, he's not happy with the City of Peterborough, because I'm telling you that Alex Rowson is chasing down Oliver Houghton of Warrington Warriors. In fact, he's gone past him. Alex Rowson with a fantastic swim on this 100 freestyle is going to take first in this heat for Brompton. He does 3:54.48. What a fantastic swim at the end there by Alex Rowson of Brompton Swimming Club. Super stuff indeed. I didn't think anybody was going to catch Warrington there, but Brompton well and truly proved me wrong in the closing stages of that race. Fantastic freestyle swim at the end there to put them as the quickest club so far. 2 heats to go. 3:54.48 the threshold for these teams. As we move on now to the second heat. This is heat number 2. Away heat 2 goes then. And currently in lane 0, Warrender. In lane 1, Manfred Battle. In lane 1, Manfred Battle representing City of Cambridge. My mistake there. In lane 2, City of Manchester. In 3, Portsmouth North Sea. Lane number 4 is the Uni of Stirling. In 5, Millfield. Lane number 6 is Mount Kelly. In 7, Ellesmere College. In 8, Poole, and in lane 9, Hatfield. Over first at the turn end, Uni of Stirling. Samuel P swimming the backstroke for them, but they're not going to turn first. That is going to be lane 7, Ellesmere College over first. Jonathan Adam with a great swim there on the backstroke, 58.44 as a split for him. Into that takeover second was Oliver Taverner. Was Mount Kelly. Oliver Taverner now in the pool for them. Ben Harrison did swim that backstroke length, or leg, 2 lengths earlier on. No clear leaders though on this breaststroke, which has equalised this race up quite considerably. Lane 2 looking strong all of a sudden. That's City of Manchester. Lane 4 continue well. Uni of Stirling. George Clow in the pool for them. Robert Cowley's the City of Manchester swimmer at the moment. Also lane 6. Mount Kelly going to take over this one first. So Robbie Jones dives in first position for Mount Kelly. Over second, Uni of Stirling. Felix Gifford on the fly for them. And in third, City of Manchester at the moment. Sam Horrocks swimming their butterfly length. And it is those three teams that you can see there, City of Manchester, Uni of Stirling and Mount Kelly, that lead this race. Not a lot separating those three on the fly as they turn pretty much simultaneously. 0.18 between them. Lane 2, actually. City of Manchester was the first to the wall at the far end. And they continue down. This is a great swim coming from Sam Horrocks. With 15 metres to go, he is going to bring City of Manchester into the lead here. And Jamie Ingram is really well set up. He's in the pool now for the City of Manchester. Can he maintain this lead on the freestyle leg?
Yeah.
Continuing on then with this medley relay, and Manchester are most certainly in the lead. City of Manchester are going to touch first. In second, it will be the University of Stirling. There we go then. City of Manchester in first. 3 minutes 48.63 to touch first. In second, the University of Stirling. 3:50.68 the time, and then Millfield touch third, 3:52.47. Let's clear the pool. Thank you. Clearing the pool. Wonderful stuff. And we have on there now a disqualification for Mount Kelly for a technical infraction in that last heat. And we go on now to our final heat. This is heat number 3. Heat 3 then, and away we are. City of Glasgow go in lane 0, City of Derby in 1, Plymouth Leander go in lane 2. In 3, it's City of Glasgow A. Should have said, of course, 0 is City of Glasgow B, so City of Glasgow represented by 3 teams, actually, in this race. Uni of Stirling A are in 4, Swansea University A in 5, Loughborough University in 6, Wickham District A in 7, Guildford City in 8, and City of Glasgow C, well, they go in lane number 9. Lane 4, University of Stirling is taking the early lead here. They're over first. Martin Bolton swimming their opening backstroke leg. 55.82, that opening split. Right behind them, though, Swansea University in lane 5. Kyle Boyack now swimming the breaststroke for Stirling. George Hopkins swimming it for Swansea University, and also looking nice and strong there, lane 6 for University. As to be expected, David Bloomfield doing well on the breaststroke leg here. 3 University teams then leading the way on this relay as we approach halfway. And we go, breaststroke to butterfly takeover. It is Uni of Stirling in at first. Loughborough University now bringing themselves into second. And Swansea turning third. Still very much, though, these 3 University swim teams leading the way. Stirling ever so slightly out in front. Callum Laurie is on this leg for them. And then Swansea have Lewis Fraser in the pool on the fly. Reece Ormond Cunningham for Loughborough is in lane 6. Swansea have brought back what they had lost on the breaststroke now. And they are sitting comfortably in second also. Just caught my eye now, lane 2. Plymouth Leander doing very well indeed. Thomas Bealey swimming the fly for them. On to the freestyle leg we go. Some beautiful takeovers there. And this is going to be tight now between the Uni of Stirling and Swansea Uni for first to this next wall. Not a lot between these 2 teams here at all. They're going to turn pretty much together. There was just under a second between the 2 at the turn, and now there's only 0.3 between them. Can Daniel Jones chase down Craig McLean and bring Swansea University to victory in this first heat at least? And then will we see these 2 teams race again in the final later this evening? That could be very exciting indeed, as these 2 do seem to be very matched. Craig McLean of Uni of Stirling in lane 4. Daniel Jones of Swansea University in lane 5. Which way is this one going to go? 5 metres to the wall. Who touches first? It is Swansea. After Stirling leading the whole way, a fantastic final leg there from Daniel Jones of Swansea University brings him by 0.02 to the wall. Just 0.02 of a second between Swansea University and Stirling. Fantastic final leg there from Swansea. Qualify fastest for tonight's final. But don't go anywhere. We do have some swim-offs for you in 2 separate events. So the first of these is going to be the men's 200 backstroke. We have 2 swimmers for you here in this swim-off, both in the 17-18 years age group. This is for a place in the reserve final. Is the 200 backstroke. In lane 4, Jackson Olin for Camden Swiss Cottage. And in lane 5, representing Team Bath, Mark Edmondson. This is the swim-off. So both of these swimmers achieved a time of 2 minutes 7.59, which placed them both 11th. So we need to decide which one will be first reserve and which one will be second reserve should a swimmer drop out. So this is a swim off for first reserve position. They were seated next to each other as well, and their entry times were only 100ths of a second apart. So it was expected that these two would be pretty similar, but we couldn't look at that underwater there from Mark Edmondson of Team Bath off a turn. Getting a good 10, possibly 12 meters, and had for a while brought himself up to be alongside Jackson Olin, although Jackson continuing to lead at this stage. Of course, it is difficult for these swimmers to have to swim again when they're not expecting it, and not always a lot of time between a swim-off and the original heat swum. I think we're going to find that we do have one winner though here, and unless anything drastic happens in the next 20 meters, that is going to be Jackson Olin of Camden Swiss Cottage. Couldn't separate them in the heats, but we are able to separate them in this swim-off. So Jackson Olin in lane 4 is going to go through as first reserve here. 2 minutes 6.12 the time. Beating the time he did in the heats today, which is always lovely to see. So that result all confirmed before we now go on to
We've made 50 quid for tea. Right, I'll take that down there. Yeah.
This is a swim-off now for the men's 50 meters butterfly. We have two swimmers, both in the 14-13 years age group. In lane 4, representing Team Bath, Oliver Watts. And in lane 5, representing Croydon Amphibians, Zane Lamb. This is the swim-off. So again, both of these two swimmers achieving exactly the same time. This one is even more important though. This is for a place in the final. Whoever of these two boys touches first at the end of this race will go through to the final. Leading the way has been Oliver Watts, but Zane Lamb is coming in very close. This is going to be tight. It is Oliver Watts, 27.83. He leads by 1/10 of a second and goes through to tonight's final. Of course, all of those finals will be available from 5 o'clock this evening. But that concludes this session of heats of these British Summer Championships. All that's left to say is thank you to our officials, and the officials, you may now please leave the poolside. So 5 p.m. tonight for finals. We do hope to see you then, as we have our last set of finals of the British Summer Championships 2019 on the final day here of Tollcross. We will see you all later.